Yo, what is up guys, Marvin here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back in this new video. What's the biggest lie that gets told every day if I were to ask you? The biggest of all is that hard work equals great results, or the more work you put in, the more results you get out. It is only partially true because obviously you gotta do some work to get results. But today I'm gonna reveal you a principle that completely destroys this narrative. I'm talking about the Pareto Principle, or the 80-20 rule. Pareto was an Italian economist, and he basically found out that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the people. It's almost the same as today's knowledge about that the 1% of the richest people owned 90% of the things. And so what's so crazy about this rule is you can apply it to everything because it is a universal law. It applies to absolutely everything you can think of, even bodybuilding and fitness. It's a concept that you need to understand because our human brain is not wired to think in an 80-20 manner. As an example, we go to the gym, we do 10 exercises, and then we see our physique. First assumption is, all right, those 10 exercises gave me that physique. But in reality, let's say you did the bench press and all little exercises, the only exercise that was making you big was the bench press, because it was the one where you loaded the most weight. Or let's get the case of this YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has in total 160,000 views. But if we would look at all my videos, it's only a small percentage of my videos that got 80% of the views. If you have a company, it's that 20% of the products or the clients giving you 80% of the money. Let me put on the supreme glasses of knowledge to help you understand how to use this rule in everyday's life. During your workout, it's 20% of your exercising getting 80% of the results. So you should focus on that 20%. But the rule applies also to the single exercise. So if I get my exercise and I look at the 10 reps, it's the last two, the 20%, that gives me 80% of the result. Let's say today I will go and do pull-ups. Pull-ups I do 20. So 1, 2, and I get up to 20. I start to train when I'm at 18 because I will start 18, 19, 20, going to muscle failure, and that is when the muscle starts to grow. So the first 18 are useless. It's the last two that make you train. This is the reason why most of you motherfuckers never get big in the gym, because you go there and you just start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not exercise. And maybe you stay 2-3 hours, where there is the guy, he comes in, he does half an hour doing 6 reps of bench press, really heavy, 6 reps of the squat, really heavy, and he has a big chest and big legs because he's focusing on that 20% of the workout that gives you the most results. If you think about it, the gym is the perfect example of the 80-20% rule. Let's say there are many sports where you train many hours a day. Cyclists, track runners, a lot of sports, football players, they train a lot, and they look at someone who goes to the gym, like me, 1.5 hours, 3 times a week. That's like 4.5 hours of training the entire week to look like a unit, and they're like, wow, how is it possible that I train more than him and I look worse? Muscle hypertrophy gets stimulated when you activate the type 2 fibers, and you activate those with heavy weights. So let's take a cyclist. He will cycle for 3 hours and maybe do those 3 sprints, and it's those 3 sprints that actually make his legs grow, because the rest of the exercise was cardiovascular exercise. So you get into the gym, you destroy the type 2 fibers, you can do that in 45 minutes, and the results are insane. And this is what happens when you use the Pareto Principle in your life. Little effort, big results. I'm a med student. I know that little things can cause enormous damages in the body. One little thing like a bacteria can open up a spectrum of 100 symptoms. Let me talk about nutrition now. I was not joking, man. I can go on all day getting you examples. When it comes to food, different types of food have different nutritional facts.
And so a typical diet from everything a little bit, that's the bullshit they tell you. You see that from all the food you're eating, you're getting 90% of the nutrition out of 10-20% of the food you're eating. You eat dinner, you eat a bigger steak, potatoes, ice cream, then fruit, vegetables, whatever, and at the end of the day you see, oh, I got 90% of the proteins and the nutrition out of the steak. I could theoretically cut out all the rest. With bulking, you say, I eat a lot of food, so you start eating a lot and you see, oh wow, I got bigger. But maybe you could do that eating way less food, focusing on more caloric dense food and more high protein, high fat food. Cutting weight, the same. You start doing a lot of things, start doing cardio, exercising more, counting the calories, restricting the calories. You do a lot of effort, and then you see, oh, maybe it was just hiring my proteins and lowering the carbs that was giving me all the results. Train your mind to search 20% in everything, and you can obtain things in a much easier way, man, with, I would say, 10 times less the effort. And since we are already talking about it, go check out my series Hormones Over Calories, because there I really teach you how to easily improve your body with that 10% effort. So really should consider looking up my Hormone Over Calories series. If there are students watching this, I also suggest you something. Remember that in an exam, he's going to ask you 20% of the entire program, and that 20% is going to give you the 80% of your total score. So focus on that 20% the professor is going to ask you. With this being said, I am going against the 80-20% rule, because on my channel, the 80% of the views come from my shorts, where I do stupid content that people seem to enjoy more. But since I know there are some people who watch my entire videos and they actually benefit from it, I will always continue to do these informational videos to help you guys out in life, and I hope these types of videos are going to be the ones driving my channel success. I would stop the video here. I will definitely talk about the subject more in the future, and yeah man, see you in the next video.